One day it'll make sense. Till that day I gotta pay rent. You know, baby, need some new shoes. Gotta keep some dollars on the statement. Serena with the surf. Who is you what you deserve? Yeah. Who is you what you deserve? Who is you what you deserve? Yeah. Look, I feel like I should just be honest. I'm escaping traumas, trying to be the greatest. That's my promise.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Back at you with another video on today. This is the Keeping It Raw podcast. You know, we talk draft, we talk prospects, we talk about ways that the Lions can get better ultimately at the end of the day, because that's what we want to see as Detroit Lion fans. You want to see this team get better, and you want to be able to see these guys go out and get some more dogs and add these guys to the team. And today I got a wide receiver with me on today that I want to talk about, Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman is one of those wide receivers, man, that a lot of people, sometimes you can kind of misjudge this guy by his speed. Now, Keon did not have the fastest time out of the wide receivers at the combine. I believe he ran like a 4.64, and he ran a 4.62. So pretty much, you know, his speed is what it is. But in the open field, I think he was clocked at like almost 21, something like that, almost close to 21 miles per hour, you know, in the open field. So Keon Coleman, sometimes, you know, you're not the fastest receiver on the field, but you are one of the most productive, and you are one of the most explosive guys when it comes to being able to go out to the 50-50 balls, being able to be a red zone target, and just being a overall dog at the receiving position. Sometimes you don't have to be Tyreek Hill, and you don't have to be the fastest receivers in the league to dominate in the NFL. That is so untrue. Yes, you want speed at the wide receiver position if you're a Detroit Lion fan. Of course you want speed, because the Lions lack a lot of speed. They don't have too many guys that run 4.3s and 4.4s with the Detroit Lions. So getting a guy like Keon Coleman, you're like, man, I don't really, we should get Brian Thomas. This guy can fly. Adonai Mitchell. These guys can fly. We need to get those type of receivers. And I understand that, you know what I'm saying? That is something true. You could rock with those guys, Brian Thomas and Adonai Mitchell, who both had good times in the 40s. But sometimes it's the dude that just got that it factor. And Keon Coleman is one of those receivers in the draft that has the it factor. When you watch Keon Coleman play at Michigan State, I was wondering why this kid transferred. Sometimes they transfer because, the NIL deals, they may get paid a little bit more money if he goes to Florida State. It's just a lot of things, man. College football is a little different now than what it was back in the days. But now these kids are getting paid for their brand and their image and likeness and stuff like that. So they're getting paid for this stuff. So you got to roll with the punches. But at the same time, man, I love what Keon Coleman brings to the table. He's a physical receiver. He's really good in the red zone. And the Lions definitely need a big body receiver. Keon stands at about 6'3", 6'4", about 215 pounds. And this dude will go up and get it. Now, there was a thing about him not being able to get separation. Maybe he's not able to get the separation that people want to see, especially when you're throwing the deep balls. He may not be able to get that type of separation, but he can get separation from guys, whether it's on slants, whether it's on the short routes. He can get himself open and be able to catch that football. One thing that I know about Keon Coleman, he only had only a couple drops without he only had maybe only 2 drops in the whole entire season. That is phenomenal, man. That's a sure-handed guy. So he's going to pride himself on his hands, not his speed. A lot of guys like Troy Franklin that's in the draft, guys that can fly like Brian Thomas that plays with LSU, and then guys that can fly like Adonai Mitchell, those big body guys that can fly. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams are going to be clamoring for these guys. But definitely, man, if the Detroit Lions was to go out to Keon Coleman, I would love it. Keon Coleman is physical. He's big. He's going to go after those 50-50 balls. And most of the times he's going to come down with it. Very athletic, very deceptive and sneaky speed. Even I saw, and a lot of people didn't mention this about Keon Coleman as well, he ran kick returns back too at times. So sometimes your speed in the 40, you know what I'm saying? I know you want to run a 4.3, you want to run a 4.2, 4.1, all that type of stuff. But sometimes it's just being able to be a good football player overall. I mean, and that's the biggest thing that I see with Keon Coleman. He's a good football player overall. He doesn't do what some of the other receivers can do with their speed, but he's good in his route running. He's good when it comes to coming down with the football. He doesn't miss too many catches, and at times, yes, he can get separation. I saw a game when he played against Syracuse. He beat a guy deep for a deep ball. So Keon Coleman, man, is definitely a dude that the Lions need to add to their big board if they're going to draft a receiver. Now, we don't know if the Lions are going to bring Josh Reynolds back. We do not know. We do know that Josh Reynolds made a visit out to the Baltimore Ravens, but he has not signed with those guys yet. So we don't know if the Lions just want to get another young receiver to build on to this team with Amon-Ra St. Brown and J-Mo and Sam Laporta. We don't know. I know that they did re-sign Donovan Peoples-Jones back, and that's a good thing because Donovan Peoples-Jones didn't get to show what he can do. You know, he came onto the team late, and he did not catch a lot of balls, and he was not able to do a lot of different things for the Lions as far as really showing his skill set. So, you know, I'm happy for Donovan Peoples-Jones. He got a 1-year deal to come back, but at the same time, you know that the Lions need that dog, and that's the X receiver. That's the big body guy that's going to go out there and just wreak havoc on defenses. You know, if you got J-Mo with the speed, taking the top off the defense, then you got a guy like Keon Coleman, if the Lions were to draft him, going out there and getting those 50-50 balls and being able to make some great catches in the red zone, then they'll be fine. And then you already got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's one of the best receivers in the league in the slot. And one thing about Keon Coleman, he can play all over the field. He can play in the slot as well on the outside. As a big receiver, he can do it all. And I think that's what the Lions need to do to kind of mix it up a little bit. This year they need to kind of mix that offense up a little bit. Let Amon-Ra play a little bit on the outside. Let's see what he can do on the outside a little bit. Let's move guys around to see what these guys can really do. Because I think that that'll be a tremendous help to the Detroit Lions. But I love Keon Coleman, man. I think that this kid is talented. He's physical. He's one of the better receivers in this draft. And if the Lions were to draft him, I would definitely embrace this kid with open arms because I feel like he got the talent. He's not the fastest out of the receivers, no. But what he brings to the table, physicality, being able to catch the 50-50 balls, and he's always going to give 110 when he's out on the field. And he's able to run returns, which nobody was even talking about. Sometimes your speed can be deceptive speed, man. You know, sometimes, you know, in football, it's about angles. And sometimes people just think that, you know, it's everything. But at the end of the day, if you're a good player like Jerry Rice, you would have never knew that Jerry Rice ran a 4.7 if no one never told you. The way that Jerry Rice played with the football and the way he caught the football, it was crazy, man. To even think that Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. But he did, and he dominated the NFL. So you can still dominate the NFL. You don't have to be Tyreek Hill to dominate the NFL. You just got to be able to go out there and be productive and catch the football. If that's what you're going to do and that's what Keon Coleman brings to the table, then, hey, so be it. I'm running with that. But as far as what this kid brings to the table, physicality, strong hands, able to go up to get the 50-50 balls, very athletic. This dude is athletic too as well. But we don't know what the Detroit Lions are going to do. I don't know what position Keon Coleman is going to fall in when it comes to the draft. I don't know if he's going to fall into the second round. You know, a lot of people got him as one of the receivers that can be taken in the first round. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But if he was to fall to the second round or even third round, definitely I would have my eyes on Keon Coleman as a receiver to take out of this draft because I think this kid is phenomenal. And I think he's box office with what he and the things that he does well, he does them really good. Being able to catch that football and being able to be physical, being able to be a strong receiver, that's what the Detroit Lions need. Even though you would love for him to have that speed, he doesn't have the speed that you want. But at the end of the day, man, Keon Coleman is an elite wide receiver in this draft. All right, guys, leave it in the comments section what you think about the Lions possibly drafting Keon Coleman. Peace.
One day it'll make sense. Till that day I gotta pay rent. You know, baby, need some new shoes. Gotta keep some dollars on the statement. Serena with the serve. Who is you what you deserve? Yeah. Who is you what you deserve? Who is you what you deserve? Yeah. Look, I feel like I should just be honest. I'm escaping traumas, trying to be the greatest, that's my promise. You know, I always stand on business, always been relentless. Know the trousers new and the shirt vintage. Living free of drama, still finding ways to make my own problems, chasing progress. A baddie sleeping in a bonnet, that's my favorite topic. Still searching for a goddess like the Black Madonna. It's like that, and I'm right back. For every message left on red and ones that I ain't right back. Was looking for some peace inside myself until I find that I'm in